Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be continuing the series where I do breakdown analysis on certain matchups at your request. Next we got Geo, so we're going to be covering two Geos today. Before we get into the video, I'm just getting a quick reminder. I still want to do the thing where I want to analyze viewers matches. I'm gonna re-put the email address. You can send the videos down below if you wanted to, offer up your clips. That'd be great. Without further ado, let's hop into the video. All right, so we in our first match. We got the first Giovanna. Just off the opening, Giovanna got way too many options to be trying to challenge it. So usually the best option for you to go is probably like 2K off the round start. That way you could cover the dash in, or it could cover the dash in, and if she jump attack, you still have time to block. But sometimes the best choice is probably just to back up. Yeah. Sometimes the best choice is to back up. My opponent burst immediately for no reason. All right, so another thing, I don't know what I was doing with 6H, but the best thing to do in this type of situation when you're playing the neutral with Geo and Leo is to attack her ankles. You can do 5H, but 5H, it is good for covering jump ins and dash ins, for checking those options. But if it's a good Geo player, they'll try to cause you to whiff your 5H, because Geo is very good at controlling space because her dash is very unique. She could just cancel it. She can just hold back and it just cancels on its own. So it's hard to kind of play that space game with her. It's better just to meet her in the middle and attack the ankles with either 2K or 2D. She tried to give me the grand setup. Now with her dive kick and her spin kick, they're easy to just because they're so telegraphed to just interrupt with DP. So if she tries to do either of those options, anything other than the spin kick, then she's going to get crushed by the DP. My opponent jumped out. Now it's a good thing to note, the best thing to do in the corner is probably defensive stance. I don't remember if I showcased it in this match or the next match, but the best option to do in the corner is defensive stance. Caught her waking up, grabbing. Attack those ankles. Yeah, I probably showcased the defensive stance, but once you get Giovanna in the corner, it's pretty much a wrap, especially with defensive stance. Started the exact same way. The exact same way. I'm up on the back dash. Oh, I tried to go for a read and I almost had it, but I messed up. I think I jumped too soon. Okay, so here, this is why 2D is so good against Giovanna, because all Giovannas will try to grab the living hell out of you. And 2D makes you airborne, so you get a nice counter hit if a Giovanna player likes to grab a lot. And we put her back in the corner. Mix-up's going. Tried to bait the burst, she didn't give it to me. There we go, we'll close it out. I was slightly too early on the 2K. And this is why I was talking about how the 5H you catch the 2D. If the I'm gonna show you later in the training mode exactly what I'm talking about, so you get a better understanding of why the 5H catches are their 2D. Straight for the grab, aggressive attack. That was messed up because I remember specifically trying to RC cancel and it wouldn't let me. I don't even know if you can cut RC off of clashes, but that was crazy. Attack the ankles. That's what we talking about. Attack the ankles. See, we're packing up this first Giovanna really fast. The next Giovanna was a whole lot better in the neutral. So I could give you a better understanding. But you can see we're just winning the mid game in the burst. We just went in the mid stage neutral just because we were just attacking the ankles. Giovanna players that get caught up in either dashing at you or trying to do 2D. Giovanna players love to do 2D against Leo. The best thing to do is just never really rush into them. Just wait for them to do the attack. If you know it's coming, just be patient. I was butt mashing my ass off right there. She went for a grab. Yeah, we pack up the first Giovanna pretty fast. All right, so now we're doing the match with the second Geo. Now, it's an important thing to note in this matchup. Hold on. There we go. Oh. This is fucked up. I'll drop my camera. All right, so now we're moving on to the second player. This player was much better than the first player, but because she was playing so grounded, I was able to counteract her better. I didn't give me too many options to worry about. But it's pretty much the same game plan. Attack the ankles. Yeah. Like I said, defensive stance is very good in this matchup. Once we get her in the corner, same game plan. Lock her down. Lock her down. She got me. That's why I said 5H could be dangerous to use when you got that 2D. Got me. Attack the ankles. Attack the ankles. Attack the ankles. You're gonna notice in these matchups with these Geo players, they get so fixated on dashing and trying to control space by backing up. They do not watch their ankles because they get so comfortable with their speed. You gotta challenge them. Challenge those ankles. Try to bait my DP out. My opponent did good because I tried to take the grab, but she did the back dash. So that was pretty good on my opponent. Yep. Attack the ankles, convert it to the back turn stance. See how my opponent just keep leaving their ankles open? I don't know what the hell she was doing there. Got the mix up, the reset, counter hit, and baited out the burst. If you want to learn about the resets, go watch my guide. The resets is a very good way to extend pressure. Nice tackle my opponent. Go. So, is one thing you can see that's consistent throughout all these matches is that 1, we attack the ankles, as you just seen. 2, we destroy them in the corner with the defensive stance. Those just basic principles you can follow in the match. In the corner, use defensive stance, and mid-screen, attack the ankles. That's another thing. So, whenever a Geo player lands that, I think it's called Travio, the little spinning kick, they're plus. So they're enticed to attack you immediately. But it's not as plus as to where you can't throw out your DP. So that's a good way to counter like stuff that's like +2 or +3. If you see them land a dive kick, I wouldn't go for it all the time because Geo players will bait that out. But I have never went through it throughout this whole match. So I just took a gamble. She did her plus attack, and then I DP afterwards. So those are some things you just keep in mind. It could be a little mind game right there. There we go. That was the last match, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to head over to the training room. I don't have much to show you because everything was shown in the gameplay, but I can give y'all like some little tips and tricks on some things. So we're going to head over to the training room. Okay, so it's just only a couple things I want to show you in the training room. Just a rule of thumb, like when you're fighting Giovanna at this range, it's good to, if you want to use 5H, like I said, I don't recommend using 5H at this range. I really recommend 2K because that's the best way to deal with anything. So if she was to dash in and try to, hold on, let me. So if she was to dash in with like, where her 2D, you could just interrupt it with the with your 2K, and that's the best way to open up a Geo, because they especially like using 2D a lot against Leo. But you also can either check their dash with the 5H, because that is also a possibility. So if you see them dashing with the 2D, you catch them like that. This covers 2 options. So if they would try to run in 2D, you'll get them with the 5H. But if they dashed up and try to go for an air attack, you would miss the 5H, but you would cover the air attack at the same time. So those is like how you could cover both approach options. The only thing is though is that certain Giovannas, they good at controlling space because her dash is very unique. It could just like dash up and stop, and that could cause you to whiff your 5H. If you whiff your 5H, that's gonna be really bad because you're gonna whiff and then get counter hit it. So that's why I don't like using 5H. I recommend using like 2K, but you can use it sometimes if you want to fish for a counter hit. As far as like her specials, it's a little tricky thing with this. If you see your opponent do this, you can actually interrupt with like a 5P. So yeah, as long as you practice the timing, you'll get it down. Yeah, so that's a little trick you could do when she do her her dive kick, or you can also just 6P it. So when you get the timing down, you can start doing stuff like that. Okay, so it's one more thing I want to show you in the corner. This is what I was talking about with the defensive stance. If in case I didn't clarify it earlier, so boom, her 2K is her fastest low attack. This is the only thing that can interrupt your defensive stance. But as you see, as I do a little defensive stance attack, it's not interruptible. So if your opponent tried to mash out, she's gonna get counter hitted, and you could get like a big combo off of it. So yeah, that's just some things to keep in mind. She can't really interrupt the defensive stance, and plus, like I said, I know you see me in a couple videos, yeah. So not only that, you going into defensive stance immediately is good for baiting out not only the low attacks but the YRC. So you kill it 2 birds with 1 stone by immediately going into defensive stance. And I got so many people by accident just by like automatically going into defensive stance, and then I see that time stop when they do the YRC, and then I just keep holding it, and you could just get punishes like that. Big damage. That's a 1-bar combo just because they YRC. So that's just something to keep in mind when you're in the corner. When you got in the corner, 5H into defensive stance is a really strong option. One, it could bait out if they try to do their reversal attack. They could bait out the YRC. It could bait out if they try to do 2K. So it's really strong in the corner. All right, but that's it for this video, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up. Let me know your thoughts and questions down below, and I'm gonna see you on the next video. Peace.